Never Stop Learning, week 294. We're going to take a quick look at 3D text extrusion basics in Adobe Illustrator CC 2017. Alright, so a week or so ago, I took a look at 3D text in Photoshop. So I figured I'd jump into Illustrator and see what was going on here. Alright, so I've got some live text laid out. I want to select my artwork, and then over here at the top, I'm going to find Effect, scroll through to 3D, and then choose Extrude and Bevel. Clicking on that is going to bring up the 3D Extrude and Bevel options. Once you have this window up, the first thing you want to do is come to the bottom left section and turn on your preview. That way you could actually see your 3D in action. Alright, let's say this is the look I want to go for. Over here on the right, I'm just going to click OK and then deselect, and we're set. But this is actually the default look, and I'm sure you're going to want to go in there and customize the positioning and extrusion and stuff like that. So let's see how we could do that next. Alright, first you want to select your artwork. Now when I first started playing around with this, I thought I had to go back into the Effect menu, find 3D, and then choose Extrude and Bevel. And then I get this warning here. What's actually happening is we're applying an effect on top of an effect. And in this situation, that's not what I want to do, so I'm going to hit Cancel. What I want to do is actually jump into the window menu so I could bring up my Appearance panel. Clicking on that is going to bring the panel out over here on the right for me. Alright, currently I have my text selected. So in the Appearance panel, I'm able to see that 3D Extrude and Bevel effect. Now this is a live effect, so that means I could come back in here, turn this guy off, and turn it back on. Alright, what I want to do is click on this link so that I could bring up my 3D Extrude and Bevel options. Alright, back down here at the bottom, I'm going to turn on the preview. Now let's go over here to the top. For position, alright, these guys down here at the bottom, these are really cool. These are a lot of fun. Over here at the top, maybe not so much fun. I'm going to click on front. Basically, you're just looking at the face. But this is a pretty good starting point if you have a 3D extrusion here. And then you could start playing around with the positioning. I'm going to hit the down arrow key to just cycle through these. Here you have back, left. So now you can see the extrusion, right, top, and bottom. Alright, here's the default that we started off with. And then we have some other ones that kind of work really well with this. Alright, cycle through them, find the one you're looking for. Now, if they don't work, you could always come back in here and make some changes manually. Now, I want to reset this to the position we started off with. Alright, down over here at the bottom where it says cancel, I'm going to hover over that button. Before I click on that button, I'm going to hold down the Option key on a Mac, Alt on a PC, and that's going to change from cancel to reset. Alright, with the modifier held down, I'm going to click on that button, and that brings everything back to how I started off. Now, that feature is really important because to me, it gives you freedom to play around with this effect. Feel free to jump in there, make whatever changes you want because you could always come back to your starting point. Alright, cool. Another way to work with this as far as positioning goes is you could use this guy here, this cube you see. Alright, this is the face of my object. I can click and drag to reposition that. See that? And it's just following around my cursor. And the letter is going to follow around as well. Alright, I'm going to reset this guy. Alright, notice we also have these edges. Here's the red edge, here's the blue edge, and here's the green edge. What's going to happen is you're actually going to be constrained to those axes. So I'm going to click and drag. There we go. Alright, so now we're able to spin it in that direction. I'm going to grab this guy over here, click and drag. There we go. And I'm going to just grab this other edge here to kind of swing it side to side. Alright, so this is going to allow me to rotate it while it's being constrained to a particular axis. If I grab one of these faces, I could just kind of freeform spin this guy around. Another way to work is using these wheels here. So starting at the top, this is actually the x-axis, and all I have to do is click and drag. Once I release, I'll be able to see the update. Alright, so down over here, this is the y-axis, and all the way at the bottom, this is the z. Now instead of using these wheels, my preferred way to work with this is hovering over this value, then using my scroll wheel. Alright, so I'm going to go up and down. And now you see it updating pretty much in real time. As I go entering new values, you see it being updated. Compare that to grabbing one of these wheels. I'm going to click and drag. There's no update until I release. Alright, I'd rather just come in here and spin this guy around a little bit. I don't know, I kind of like how it looks. I have more fun this way. Alright, that looks cool. Now down over here at the bottom, this is perspective. So we're actually going to be distorting the camera view for this. If I click and drag and just go to an extreme, you see it kind of warping out that way. All right, so I'm going to back off on that all the way. Now you see this little wireframe here. Don't worry about that. It's about to update for me. Last thing I wanted to show you in here was the extrude depth. Again, I like to just enter in a new value using my scroll wheel here. You could enter in a specific value, or you could always just click right here, and that's going to expose this little slider that'll help you out as well. Once you release, you'll see it update. All right, so I'm going to back off on this guy a lot. There we go. Something like that looks pretty cool to me. I'm going to come over here to the bottom right and click OK to accept that change. Once I deselect, you see my new 3D layout here. Now, the fun thing about working with live effects and live text is that you could always come back in here and make the changes you need. So currently my text says SB, but what if I want to change this to OTC for my Twitch channel? Right? That way now I have the same 3D extrusion, but I'm able to update it with new information. So there you have it, folks. That's a quick look at 3D text extrusion basics in Adobe Illustrator CC 2017.